Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another match preview. Man City against Fulham. Last game before another, for whatever reason, another international break. I don't know what this is for. Friendlies, qualifiers. Who knows? Somebody out there will, but somebody is not me. I genuinely don't know why we need a second international break. This is game 7 of the Premier League game. 7 games into the Premier League season and we are on to international break too. I don't understand, but I'm not here to complain about an international break. We've just got to live with it. There's another one coming up in November as well, I think, which again is just ridiculous. 3 international breaks in 3 months after a tournament summer is ludicrous, but I digress. I'm getting off topic. I'll stop my rambling. This is a match preview for, like I said, Man City against Fulham, 3 o'clock on the Saturday. And an opportunity to keep within touching distance. The chances of us ending up, top of the league, we'll know if it's possible by the time that we kick off, because of course Liverpool play before us, but I don't really see them becoming unstuck against Crystal Palace. They've had a really good start to the season. And again, I just don't really expect them to slip up there. I could be wrong. It's football and anything can happen, but that's not my main focus. My main focus is 3 points. And again, just keeping in touch and distance. So before I go and break this game down, do me a massive favour and please leave a like on this video. It'll be massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. But I'll just get into it. I think we're bordering on the stage now where it's very hard to actually say too much and try to actually break down what I think is going to happen. How we're going to play is still a mystery because I don't know who's going to play, and how Fulham or, whichever team we play against is going to play. Again, is a little bit of a mystery because there's a couple of teams that are going through managerial changes, so it's hard to pinpoint, what's going down there with the way that they're trying to play. There's, of course, teams going through a restructuring of personnel, which Fulham have. Fulham have gone through a little bit of a, they sold a few players. You're looking at, Paulinho went to Bayern. Tosin ended up at Chelsea. But apart from that, no real big losses that I can really remember. But they bought in a significant number of players. Anderson from Palace, Smith Rowe and Nelson from Arsenal. Managed to get Santa Berg out of Burnley as well when they got relegated. So, they've got a few different players. And from the games that I remember playing against Fulham from, last season and seasons before, is they are a capable team with and without the ball. They have enough about them in terms of, attacking players, especially now with a couple of signings, again, like Smith Rowe, bringing in someone like that, could play in the 10, could play off the wing. A little bit of creativity. Still, of course, up in the air with the number 9 position. I believe it's been Jimenez for most of this season, and he's done okay. He's done quite well. But it's been a position that Fulham have never really had too much of a sustained period from anyone. Of course, you had last season with, I think it was Muniz, who was in everybody's fantasy team and scoring a few goals. Before that, before Mitrovic went to Saudi, it was him and he'd done okay, but again, it wasn't very long term. He kind of jumped ship early, and it's a position where, when they're on it, and they can score goals. And again, they're a team that you have to respect when they have the ball, but I think what is ultimately going to be the case, considering we're at home, is we're going to have a lion's share of possession, and they are capable. They are very much capable of playing without the ball. Like I said, like I've seen from them when they've played us, is that they can cause issues with what little they have of possession. I believe that, they want to try and play football, especially when I look at, again, personnel. They've got attacking fullbacks, they've got ball-playing centre-backs. They've got enough attacking players to really be able to switch it up there and do different things there. So, they're capable, but again, like is the case with most teams, they're going to play without the ball. And again, they are capable of hitting us on the counter-attack. They've got players. I mean, notorious City killer Adama Traore, just to name one. The guy is one of the fastest players that I have ever seen play football. And that's something that we got to watch out for. Whether he'll start the game, I don't know. He's definitely more of an impact player. For the majority of teams would consider him an impact player off the bench. But in a game like this, where you're not going to have as much of the ball, maybe he could be an option, and he'd definitely be an outlet because again, he's absolutely rapid. But in terms of the way the game is going to go, I don't know too much. I don't really see. I'm just looking through Fulham's team here. I don't really see too many like injury concerns or suspensions. I'm not. There's been no press conferences from either side, and I haven't really delved too much into it. But I went to have a quick look, just to remind myself more of like the business and what Fulham have done. Because Fulham right now they sit, I believe, 6th in the Premier League. Just come off a win against Nottingham Forest, I believe, as well, which 1-0 doesn't seem too convincing. But I mean, going to Forest is no easy task. We went there a couple of seasons ago and only managed a draw. So they are a very capable team. They're a very steady mid-table club, upper mid-table club, and they have been for some time. They're a very interesting side, I guess. They're not quite good enough to reach European football, but they're good enough to cause good teams troubles. Could have got some on the opening day against Man United. Good team. I'll let you decide whether they're actually a good team or not. But in terms of the way they play, again, they're very much capable of being able to get something. So it's not going to be the easiest of games, but it's one that we still should be winning because we're at home. I'll throw up a quick predicted 11 while I'm here on screen as well. Again, like I said at the start, it's so difficult to predict what's going to happen in the game because I don't really know what Fulham are going to do. I've given it my best guess, but I don't really know what we're going to do because, again, like I said, I don't know who we're going to play. I mean, I have a sort of idea. Players that are in there didn't start in midweek against Bratislava. Looking at Grealish, Bernardo Kovacic, Walker. These players didn't start against Bratislava. And then you're looking at some of the others, Haaland and Foden, with the first players taken off. And, those sorts of things where you're just kind of putting anyone in who didn't play in midweek and then filling the rest out with what you think is going to be the case. Do I think it's right? Absolutely not, because it's almost impossible to get Pep Guardiola predict, especially early on in the season before February. It's very hard to get a predicted 11 right. So, look, I've given it my best bet. You let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Again, it's probably wrong. I wouldn't be against this team, though. I will say I wouldn't be against this team. I think that the only position that I would change will be Kyle Walker. You know by now, if you've been watching for long enough, my thoughts on him. He's just very much error prone and a big reason as to why we're conceding goals and chances at the moment. Not particularly playing the worst, but again, like I said, the moments he's always seemed to be involved. So he's possibly the one player that I'd take out. But listen, he's going to play this season, so you just got to hope that he cuts that part of his game out. And if he does that on Saturday, if he does that tomorrow, and he goes fairly well, then I'll have no complaints. I'll have not a bad word to say. But given his track record for the last 18 months, it suggests it's unlikely. But again, I won't say too much now because the game hasn't happened yet. So, many things can happen between now and then. He might not even play. But again, didn't play midweek. So, I imagine he'll be in here. In terms of the rest of it, again, just standard, really. There's a couple of players that can feel hard done by. Ruko Lewis. Jeremy Doku as well, I thought played really well in midweek. But again, it's you can't play them all, so you gotta pick ones that do play. But in terms of predicted 11, again, that's what I've gone with. In terms of score prediction, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. I'm hoping we can get a few goals. Not so confident about back-to-back clean sheets. Just, well enough by now. If you've watched enough games, we don't do clean sheets around here. They're a thing that come few and far between at the moment, which is wild because we went through an amazing stretch in the treble season of looking like we were never ever going to concede. But It is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, Fulham are a team that have enough players that can produce something to, look dangerous and be a threat. So I imagine they'll probably get a goal. But again, should be winning this game. At home, definitely should be winning this game. Keep us within touching distance. This is the pattern. This is the big pattern for every league season where we've gone on and won it pretty much. Apart from the Centurion season was the real outlier. Is you get to Christmas, you're within touching distance, you go on a run, win games, you peak at the right time, and you go on and win the league. That's kind of been the pattern of the way that we've done things. And if it gets to the January transfer window and we're within touching distance of top spot, then that's fine by me. That's really fine by me. And being within touching distance of top spot usually means winning your home games. And this is just another one. Again, I'm not trying to downplay the threats that Fulham have. It's just we're at home. We haven't lost at home for, God, what would it be? Almost 2 years now, at least in the Premier League. It's a phenomenal record and one that, again, tells me that we should be winning this game. So I've gone for 3-1. You let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. You let me know your score predictions. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really have much more else to say on this game. So do me a massive favour, and your way out of this video, please leave a like. It'd be massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you post-match for a video review.